I don't know what I look like, but it's totally fine. It's okay. We're gonna get through it, period. So hello you guys. It's different. This is different for me, but it's okay. Welcome to my channel. For a lot of you, if not any of you, you don't really know who I am. My name is Julaizaalvarez, and I wanted to do something special for all of you. Something different that I don't usually do. So I know that a lot of you, right, just started this whole process with getting ready for college. For a lot of us, it's the end of the road. For a lot of us, it's waiting for our financial aid, what we got back from all these schools before we make our final decision. And that is the important part, making the final decision. Now, if you can't already tell, I do go to the Clark Atlanta University. I am the class of 23, repping my class. But also, for me, this is a walk down memory lane. What you can see in my hands right now that I have is, of course, my amazing, beautiful, bold exception letter from Clark Atlanta University, that of 2019, entering my senior year. So now, going into my sophomore year of college, I wanted to do something special for you guys, something different, something that would help you guys in the process, making it easier. So not only is this going to be a Clark Atlanta video, this is also going to be a video for just anybody in general, any high school senior, junior, and even middle schoolers and lower classmen who are getting excited about college, because that is exactly how it should be. You getting excited, but also being aware, also being prepared. So I don't want this to be a rambling video. I do have my Mac here, so I want to prepare that for you guys. So first things first, your exception letter. So this is something that a lot of you have already gotten already. This is when you said, I got acceptance at Clark Atlanta University, and I'm excited for you. We are excited for you. Today, we're gonna be talking about financial aid, finances, the thing everybody freaks out about. So I'm gonna begin and start this video saying that for most of you, you've probably heard, oh, go in-state. For some of you, it's, I wanna go out of state. For some of you, I wanna go to a private school. And for some of you, maybe it's even an Ivy League, especially for my ebony queens out there. So, kings and queens. So, all those things we're gonna talk about. We're gonna touch in this video. We're gonna get meat and gritty in it. But of course, this video is specifically geared towards the CAU. Now, if you ask me why that is, it's because, well, of course, I attend the Clark Atlanta University. I am a mass media arts major with a concentration in radio, television, and film. Don't have a minor yet, don't get at me at that, but I am a rising sophomore. So I have my dibble and dabbles with financial aid and applying for college, so I just wanted to pass that on to you. Because for a lot of us, we're first generation college students, and this information just isn't out there for us. And it's either that, or in our schools, they're not really telling us like what we need to know after we get accepted. And this is why this video is for you. And for all of you not going to CAU, even though I hope you go, this video will help you too. It's made for you too. Whatever makes your process easier is why I'm here. It's why all of us are here, and we back you up. So let's go ahead and start the video. To begin, specifically going into an acceptance letter. Of course, I'm going to use this one because I go to CAU. But for a lot of you, this will look pretty different. So when you open it, right, go ahead and get yours. First of all, go ahead and get yours. And I want you to open it. And the first thing we're going to see is, of course, I'm going to pull it out. Of course, you're going to see your congratulations. That part, of course, we all get excited for it. I got excited for it. Afterwards, you're gonna notice at the very bottom of your letter, and specifically for a lot of schools are like this, at the bottom of your letter, specifically to Clark Atlanta, is going to be your student ID number and a PIN number. Of course, that PIN number is temporary, usually because once you get in to your banner web or your school ID account, You get to change it. The PIN number, you get to change, but the student ID stays the same. Please keep in mind to memorize this, to keep your acceptance letter to the school you go to until you have it memorized. Because one of the things is, this will get you into anything and everything, anything technology, anything class related, anything to do with financial aid specifically, you will need your ID for. So keep in mind to keep that with you. The second thing we see is the admitted students checklist. When you open it, the first thing you will notice is it talks about federal, state, and institutional financial aid. The first thing it talks about is your financial aid. For a lot of you, when we go through it, it says navigate to www.CAU or whatever school you're attending. Once you do that, it's going to tell you how to sign into your student ID account. Now, for a lot of you, you're going to be like, I'm not going to do that right now. Or for some of you, you're highly excited to start. So you've already done this part, which kudos to you. When we continue, it talks about scholarships. Not much information on that, but once you get into your banner rep, the first thing I'm going to need you to do is to set up your permanent address or your emergency address. That way, if anything happens to you, emergency phone numbers, they know who to contact and they know where you live. The reason that you will establish a permanent address is because letters of any source will be sent to that address. That way, if it has to do with anything with your parents or with you, you can send it to that address and get your mail sent there. Another thing that you want to do is, a lot of times when we look at our page, the first thing we don't notice is the confirmation fee. If you look at the bottom, it talks about paying off your confirmation fee, which means I don't want to go anywhere else. This is where I want to be. For some of you, it's I don't want to go anywhere else. I knew I wanted to be at CAU. You will pay your confirmation fee. What they don't tell you is how much it is. This is when you have to do your research. The confirmation fee at CAU is $475. Now, I know for a lot of you, you're like, okay, that's a lot of money. But don't let that discourage you. Like I said, college is an investment. This is an investment. You are spending 4 years, in 4 years, in 1 year. $475 won't mean much to you. And I know it means to you a lot, but right now it doesn't. So,
no ma'am. No ma'am. No ma'am.
As we go through it, your confirmation fee is $475. Now, usually they don't tell you how long you have to pay for it, but that's, oh, there it goes. It says the deadline for payment is May 1st. For a lot of you, that's already passed, so you've already committed. This is kind of what leads me to our next segment, which is what is in your reward letter. So, when you get into your reward letter, the first thing that I noticed that we all see is you're going to go and log into your banner web. Your banner web tells you basically everything you need will be on your student account. First of all, everything you need will be on your student account. Your banner web, when you go inside of it, it's going to lead you to a page of how to pay not just your confirmation fee, but also it's going to lead you to a page about your reward letter. For a lot of you, this looks empty right now, partially because either FASFA hasn't offered anything to you or the school hasn't offered you any money. So when we look at this, for a lot of you right now, it doesn't look like much because right now you just have a whole bunch of loans listed. And that's kind of scary, right? Because for some of us, loans wasn't in the plan. But of course, we always talk about being prepared, and this is the first thing that we're going to talk about. When you look into your reward letter, as I'm looking into mine at the moment, when you look at your reward letter, the first thing you notice is 3 numbers. Well, three letters, let's say that. The first thing you notice is subsidized loan, unsubsidized loan, and a parent plus loan. The first thing we're going to talk about is the subsidized loan. When you do a subsidized loan, the subsidized loan is saying from the government that they will pay the interest on the interest accumulated over 4 years, meaning that you don't pay the interest on whatever money you take out. So let's say the maximum you can get for a subsidized loan is $3,500. For a lot of you, some of you won't get the maximum, but the maximum is $3,500. Now, when we say this, in general, what they're saying is that with that $3,500, in the end of your 4 years, the only thing you'll have to worry about is that amount, $3,500. Now, an unsubsidized loan, in the same example, is saying the interest is going to accumulate over time, but you won't have to pay it until after the grace period, which is 6 months after graduation. So that means for 6 months after you graduate, you won't have to worry about paying interest for the loan in its entirety. But for your 4 years, interest will accumulate, but you won't have to pay it till the end. All of that won't add up to the end. So basically, the government's not paying the interest on that, but it's still a government loan. Like it's still federally approved. You're still fine. You're still safe just as long as you are in school. So what happens is that $3,500 you get from a subsidized loan, an unsubsidized loan, excuse me, for an unsubsidized loan, let's just say it'll accumulate over time. So when by the time in the end of your 4 years, you're gonna look back at that and you're gonna say, hold up, why is there more than what I initially got accepted in the first place? It's because the interest went over it. Now you have the option to pay separate for that, but that's another video for another time. Now we're going to talk about the Parent Plus loan. The Parent Plus loan, in my opinion, should be your very last option. I'll tell you why. The Parent Plus loan, especially for CAU, the Parent Plus loan will be the largest sum of money that Clark Atlanta will offer you. And I will tell you why. It's the largest sum of money that the government will offer you. And I will tell you why. To even get accepted for the Parent Plus loan, to even have it, they offered it, but to even really have it, your parents' credit has to be good. If your parents don't have good credit, you can't get the Parent Plus loan. So, because honestly, what happens with the Parent Plus loan is basically it falls on your parents' credit. So if payments aren't done on time, it affects their credit. And that's why I always say, let that be the last option so that that's not a burden to your family. Now, of course, when you turn 18, and for some of you transfer students who are already past that age, like 21, 20, for you don't.
Hey guys, so I'm sorry about the delay, but the camera went off while I was trying to talk, so I'm just gonna give it to you what I was trying to say in the video. So basically, if you decide to do a Parent Plus loan, by the time you turn 18 years old, you can opt to put the Parent Plus loan on your credit. It won't affect, of course it'll affect your credit instead of your parents' credit, but if you're okay with that and if your parents are okay with that, then that's fine. If you are 20 and 21, then you don't need your parents' A-OK for you to go ahead and put it on your credit. I will just ask you to exhume all options before you decide to do that option. The next thing that we were exhuming to talk about was work study. Now, half the video is cut, so I'm just going to go ahead and tell you guys what I was going to say now. Work study basically is on your FASFA. When you apply for your FASFA, usually it'll ask you whether or not you want to do work study or not. For a lot of us, we say yes, but what we are not told is that just because you put yes on your FASFA does not mean that they will give you work study. Now, of course, once you go through it and you get to the university of your choice, you can go to the financial aid office and ask to see if they have any open positions for you to still do work study. Now, for some of them, you'll probably have to keep going until they find something for you, or they might not have anything. So just keep that in mind when you apply for work study.
They will see if there are positions for you to take. Now, for a lot of you, this is why I advise that on your FASFA, you say yes to work study. Hopefully I can initially show you what that looks like, but for a lot of you, you've already seen it once you've done your FASFA. There's a section that says, would you like to apply for work study? A lot of you checked yes, or some of you checked no. If you checked yes, that you have the opportunity, you are eligible to get a sum of money, usually $1,740. And you can either use that towards your tuition, school, books, or you can use that just to put extra money in your pocket. It's up to you, it's completely up to you. And that's why I love work study. Another thing is SEOG grants. Now, I don't know much about this part, but you can, with the SOG grant, you can get up to what, $2,000 with an SEOG grant. And for a lot of you, if you have the Pell Grant, you are automatically eligible for a SEOG grant if your EFC is 0. So for me, I unfortunately didn't get that, but my sister did. So it works, but I can't necessarily guarantee that all of us will get that. Next, we're going to talk about the Pell Grant. Now the Pell Grant, you get offered, I think about $6,000 as the maximum. For a lot of us, if you have an EFC of 0, you are automatically eligible for the Pell Grant. It's the one that a lot of people get, and sometimes it's the only thing you get. But this will also go towards your education. You don't have to sign up for this. This is strictly talking about FASFA. The next thing we talk about when we talk about CAU, this is for my CAU students, payment plans. When we talk about payment plans, is when you can't pay everything all together before you go to school. For a lot of us, this is going to be our situation where we just don't have the money all together to go to Clark. And that is why Clark has payment plans. Now, of course, I was fortunate enough not to have to take a payment plan, but I was almost there. I was very close. And so for you, payment plans might just work for you and your family. Just go ahead and take a look at it while you have the time on Clark Atlanta's website, and just type in payment plans and it'll show up for you. And you could just estimate what helps you and just how much they're gonna make you pay a month for and towards your education. Now, don't let that intimidate you, the number, because this is the best part that I love to talk about, which leads me to my next segment, scholarships. When to apply for scholarships. I've gotten a lot of DMs talking about, I need scholarships. In this time of the game, specifically talking about this time in the second semester of things for you, which is basically around June, July, for a lot of college freshmen and transfer students, this is the worst time to start asking about scholarships. Scholarships specifically for high school seniors and juniors start in December. Either that or the beginning of January after New Year's. If you didn't cop it when it was then, I mean like in the beginning, what were you doing? A lot of times, this is why preparation is so important. You need to be prepared for college, for the things of college, and that is knowing when the portal opens. For a lot of you, you didn't know that, but the portal is from December all the way to June. Most scholarships end in May. Most of you by this time are getting your acceptance, or you didn't get it, unfortunately. But like I said, don't let that discourage you so much. Doesn't mean that you're worth anything less. It just means you didn't get it, and that's okay. So the first thing I'm going to say is look for scholarships early. That's my first tip. Look for scholarships early. When you look for scholarships early, you already have the chance to know, I'm applying for this scholarship, I'm applying for this scholarship, I'm applying for this scholarship. You will know when exactly they start their application process, when they close it, what their qualifications are, what their essay questions are like. You will know if it's renewable, non-renewable scholarships, which renewables are harder to get. You will need to know, do I need to have some community service and leadership? One of those things. But please, if you don't, this is why it's so important to get involved right now. And even if you can't, because again, this is the second semester of things, don't let that discourage you from applying. Now, my third point is create your scholarship account portal early. For a lot of people, they started, they started around January. No, you need to start your scholarship application portal early. And I mean junior year, sophomore year, or even right before the portal opens. You have time. If you don't do it beforehand, it's going to be really hard to look for scholarships because everybody's already doing them. For some people, they've already started writing essays for scholarships that you're just now looking at. Know that scholarships are so competitive and so selective. You have to be ready when they are ready, not when you are ready. That is why it's important to start things early. If there's anything that you get from this video, is to start application process and all of that early, but that's for another video. Of course, I'm gonna go ahead and leave some scholarship drop links in for you because a lot of you are like, okay, so you're talking to me about scholarships, you're talking about me about scholarships, but you're not gonna tell me where exactly I can go with these scholarships, and I don't know how to feel because I need them. I got you. Great. So the first thing I want to talk about is UNCF. For all my African American and Black students, this is for you. UNCF, the United Negro College Fund, is for you. It's specifically designed for people like you and me to go to college. They have so many opportunities for STEM education, all of that. Take advantage of it. I mean, take complete advantage of that. HSF, Hispanic Scholarship Fund, for all my Latino students that are looking into going to school. Go ahead and apply. It's not a hard process. The essay is like less than I think 400 characters. You will make it. Then we're talking about your local church. Ask the questions that you need to know. Does your local church have scholarships? Does your state have scholarships? If you have government housing or government assistance like Section 8 whatsoever, ask them, do you have scholarships for students going to college? Some of you have gotten letters. I'm from North Carolina, and the letters for when you are about to go to college, they start coming in. Pay attention to those letters, read them, see if they're legit, and apply. It shouldn't hurt to apply. Now, also look if your declared major has scholarships. Yes, this applies to college freshmen and high school seniors. See if your declared majors that you declare when you do your application process have scholarships. And if they do, apply for them. Apply early. Does your job have scholarships? Does your parents' jobs offer their children scholarships? Look into McDonald's, Taco Bell, Foot Locker, Walmart, Target. All these places have scholarships. Ask me why. Because I applied. So, also you can look into, does your parents' sorority or fraternity chapter offer scholarships, specifically for legacy students? Look into that. See what you can find. Do your research. Sponsorships. For any additional help that is not covered, other than what the school offers you, see if your school has a local alumni chapter in that state, the school that you want to go to, that you committed to. Because by this time, a lot of you have already committed to your schools. See if their alumni chapter, if they have one, can help you out and sponsor your time at your school. For those going to Clark Atlanta University, we have an alumni house, a literal alumni house. Okay, go ahead and go to www.CAUA or the Clark Atlanta Alumni Association alumni chapter, and go ahead on Google, put that in, and it'll show you our chapter. It'll help you out, and please go ahead and look out, see if you can find. Some people use your Twitter fingers, use them Instagram hands, and see if you can find some students who go to Clark Atlanta to help you out with that process. Bonus, when it comes to applying for scholarships, have your teachers proofread your essays. Don't know how much I can say that. For a lot of scholarships, they take off points or don't even look at your scholarship at all, even your application to colleges, unless your punctuation is right, your capitalization is right. If it's not right, you're not getting it. You're not getting the scholarship. They pay attention to all of those things. So keep that in mind. And third, be yourself. This is a hard process. I went through it. You are going through it. Be yourself. This is for you. College is for you. So that's why you should put your all into it. Be yourself. Colleges want to know the type of students they're bringing into their school. They want to know what you're like, since they can't see you face to face, especially with everything going on in the world. So go ahead and take initiative and be yourself. Now, after all of that is said and done, are you going to admitted students stay or NSL? Of course, for the class of 2024. You don't have that option. But get to know your class. We have the Clark Atlanta class of 24 page on Instagram. And if you haven't gone in, what are you doing, sis? Sir, mister, what are you doing? Go ahead and get connected. Those are your family. Those are the people you're gonna see the most. Because if you don't see me, honey, you're gonna see them. You're gonna room with them. You're gonna go through a whole week with them. For all my siblings out there going to Clark Atlanta University, they don't tell you this, you are eligible for a siblings discount. Now, if you are offered a scholarship from Clark Atlanta University, they're gonna make you choose between their siblings discount and that scholarship, if that scholarship is more than the siblings discount. It happened to me, and it'll happen to you, sis. So go ahead and ask the questions that need to be asked. If you have any questions for me, I got you. My last minute advice to you in this very moment, quiet. And I know I have a lot of surround sound, but I got you next time. My last advice to you, first, no expectations. Don't go to college with your expectations, because as soon as you get on campus, it won't matter. It'll be completely irrelevant. Which leads me to my second point, be empty. Empty yourself to the college experience. Empty yourself. You don't know anything. Everything you thought you knew about college, everything you thought you knew about what you were going to be doing when you got on campus, you don't know. Not saying that you don't know or have an idea about what you want to do, but you simply don't know yet, because you're not there yet. Let college surprise you. Let it motivate you, just being there. No expectations needed. It'll discourage you. Coming from the person who went through her whole first year, it was hard. There was rough patches. But it was because I had an expectation that I was gonna do something. And even though I said I'm gonna do it, before you can do, you have to learn. And if that's anything you take away from this video, then that's it. I did my job. Now, for all of you stuck around to hear my rumblings and this actually meant something to you, congratulations, you made it to the end of my video. And if this video was helpful to you, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions, I'll leave all my social media below. And in case you need me to connect you to anybody, please leave it in the comment section. and I will get back to you, or DM me at I am Julaizaalvarez on Instagram. All right, until next time.